106.3. No what trouble Pawasama edu and kono. And na FABÆWOSO no emuwa. The one here TV nebenya part 1 and part 2. And Twamusa. Where's a non do nebabo and watch it. Sabaka yaka ambulance and some semi aba krom ha makuma ko aduasa. Say ambulance na sisi krom ha no. I had the phone. What did the patuma and ye? What can want some said there and ye? The ambulance here, ye can want me. A Ministry of Health and about Modia and the company. Your friend, Big C General Trading LLC. About Modia Trasi. Our United Arab Emirates. They trying to see a can Dubai. A honor one ewo. One more anam senior or Ghana ha. And so ya Japa. One more Sakwe and a Ministry of Health. And one more Tanase. Esa in Krata on the 19th day of December 2012. Sir Sika 15,800,000 euros. And no near the better ambulance makuma 200. The mom Jomba and say, so we are 10 nowadays, 10 husikani, we are 20 and not 30. Do be our day bano, and no husika, not yet the amount. Now the sikana now what they call ambulance, the bedroom Ghana Hano. The better me and say, Edin ambulance no ministry say wajia and ye. Because Tankrata be Hana Mamen can be in Chirel. Big C contract for the supply of ambulances. We can report now. Object and scope of the contract, the action and American. The Ministry of Health went into agreement with Big C General Trading LLC for the supply of 200 Mercedes-Benz ambulances and related services, which contract was signed in November 2012. In the said contract, the supplier Big C Company undertook to delivery to the Ministry of Health brand new 200 medical ambulances, provide maintenance services, and train the Ministry of Health personnel on the use of the ambulances at the cost of the Big C Company. The contract sum was 15,800,000 euros. Terms of payment. The payment terms were to be as follows. There shall be no advance payment for the contract. The Ministry of Health shall pay the sale price of the goods, which is in the total of 15,800,000 euros to the Big C, by raising an irrevocable and transferable letter of credit from its bankers for the benefit of Big C. The unit price for each ambulance was 79,000 euros. By the payment terms, LCs on site of the goods shall be established upon the signing of the contract for the 50 ambulances. Upon the delivery of 50 ambulances vehicles, the 25% of the contract price of the goods shipped shall be paid through confirmed letter of credit on site of goods opened in favor of Big C in a bank of its country upon submission of the documents. Delivery terms. The first consignment of 25 ambulances shall be delivered by Big C within 120 days after signing of the contract. The remaining 175 vehicles shall be delivered in batches of a minimum of 25 every 30 days after the first delivery. Pre-shipment inspection. By the contract, Ministry of Health was to undertake pre-shipment inspection in accordance with the technical specification detailed in a convection specification and medical equipment list of the agreement. 7 days prior to each shipment, Big C Company would send a notice for Ministry of Health to pre-inspect the vehicles. The issues. Although the contract to supply the 200 ambulances was signed between the Ministry of Health and Big C Trading LLC in 2012, Big C did not get green light to start production until 2014, when the LC was finally established to finance the supplies. This delay was due to some challenges regarding the raising of the LC to finance the supplies. Consequently, the first 10 ambulances were supplied and shipped by Big C on 16th December 2014. They were cleared from the Tema Port by the Ministry of Health Procurement Unit on 31st December 2014. The National Ambulance Service was notified to get drivers to drive the vehicles to the forecourt of the State House. Since the National Ambulance Service did not have the opportunity to carry out a pre-delivery inspection before the shipment of the vehicles, there was the need to carry out a post-delivery inspection upon the arrival of the vehicles. A 4-member technical team from the National Ambulance Service carried out inspections of the vehicles on the 12th of January 2015. The said inspection revealed some cardinal defects detected on the ambulances and the complete absence of medical equipment on board the ambulances. Report attached. I've read it several times before and I read it again today. A memo attaching the report was sent to the Honorable Minister of Health on the 5th of February 2015. Subsequently, the Ministry of Health communicated the findings of the report and recommendations to Big C, which later got to the Big C on the 11th of February 2015. The second batch of 10 ambulances was shipped on 2nd January 2015. The third batch of 10 have also arrived in Ghana since. On the 20th of February 2015, a suit was filed in the High Court, Commercial Division of Ghana by Mr. Richard Jakpa of Japa at Business Limited as plaintiff versus Big C General Trading LLC as a first defendant on one hand, and Mr. Lawrence Saki as one second defendant for an order of interim injunction and preservation order where the Bank of Ghana and the Ministry of Finance were restrained from transmitting, transferring, and or paying the defendant respondent any sum of money relating to the contract for the supply of the ambulances. Mr. Richard Jakpa is the general manager of Japa at Business Limited, and Mr. Lawrence Saki used to work with the company as a director. Japa at Business negotiated the contract with the Ministry of Health and got approval through Cabinet. Japa at Business Limited, having won the contract, now identified and partnered Big C as the manufacturer and supplier of the ambulances. In the agency agreement between Big C and Japa at Business, Mr. Japa became the exclusive agent of Big C in Ghana. Mr. Lawrence Saki later resigned from Japa at Business to work with Big C, where he was now assigned the role of the agent of Big C in Ghana. A misunderstanding ensued between Big C, Mr. Saki, and Mr. Japa, who felt dissatisfied and decided to sue the two. The litigation in court caused some delays in the execution of the contract. In the Superior Court of Judicature in the High Court of Justice, Commercial Division 5, dated and entered in Accra on Tuesday, the 1st of November 2016, before His Lordship Justice George Buadi J. Notice was given of entry of judgment in favor of Japa at Business Limited against Big C General Trading LLC and Lawrence Saki. Under the judgment of the High Court, Japa at Business Limited was entitled the following reliefs. 1. An order restraining Big C from directly collecting any money on the sale and purchase of the remaining ambulances. 2. Payment of all sums due under the contract of sale of ambulances to Big C must be made through Japa at Business. 3. The exclusivity agreement between Big C and Japa at Business should not be violated or circumvented by the Big C and Lawrence Saki or anybody claiming through him. Big C has shipped to Ghana the medical equipment and accessories to install on the ambulances. However, they have withheld the original document that will facilitate the clearing of the items before payment issues. The court, we are told, will on 26th of January grant an order to allow for the clearance. Meantime, the 30 ambulances are parked at the Air Force base for safe keeping. Mamimra Studio, Mr. Richard Japa, Rich, good morning.
Morning, my brother.
Nice to say.
Boko.
I'm
in good shape.
Your ambulance in a way.
I'll be more comfortable to speak in English.
No problem, go ahead.
Once in a while, I'll put in
that's fine.
your
That's
local dialect. As we speak now, the ambulances are stationed at Air Force Station.
All of them?
All the 30.
All the 30.
For safekeeping.
Have you been paid for the 30?
100%.
How much was it? 3.5 million?
Oh, it's it's 79,000 times 30. Okay. It's about 2.3 or so.
2.3 million euros.
Okay, just about around that figure.
Okay.
That is a real amount of money paid so far by the government of Ghana.
Okay.
Through an LC.
Okay.
As captured in the contract.
Okay.
Okay. Now, before I start to put the facts down, I want to inform all Ghanaians that this discussion is going to be phased into 3 parts. The first phase will be to explain what originated the whole project.
Okay.
The spirit behind the project.
Okay.
So it was signed in 2012.
Okay.
That's the first phase.
And then the second phase
so the Ghanaians can start the procurement procedures that were followed. Then the second phase will be talking about the implementation challenges.
Okay.
Starting from 2013 to end of 2016.
Okay.
That will be the implementation stages.
Okay.
I will explain that one into detail. Then we will do the last phase, which will be from 2017, when this new government took over, and what they have done with it up to date. So I want to segment it into 3 phases.
I'm sure the first 2 will summarize.
Yes.
In order not to take much time, because we are interested in ambulances.
Yes, you are interested in ambulance, but you need the facts.
All right, that's fine.
You've had your field day for almost 1.5 years now without me talking.
All right.
So let me also have my time.
Okay.
To explain myself into detail.
Okay.
Okay. In 2009, when NDC won power, they won 2008. The president was inaugurated 7 January 2009. There was a serious crisis of ambulances in this country. In fact, I think the first minister for health was Honorable Sepa Yankee, who was the first minister. And then I heard him in Parliament complaining that we had serious problems with ambulances. In fact, at that time, the ambulance stock for our population was just 34 that we had in the country. That was what was bequeathed to them. So there was a need to procure more ambulances. So as a business, as an entrepreneur, quickly I saw an opportunity. So I said, okay. Then I put together my team to do a research for me, visibility study on the ambulance situation across the whole country, and come a recommendation for me to take a decision. So the whole of 2009, we were doing research here and there, going to institutions, getting information, so we can come with a good proposal for government as our own initiative. So we spent the whole of 2009 doing that. By September 2010, we were ready with our proposal. So we then realized, okay, government has a problem with financing. It's a new government, they have problem financing. So for them to accept the proposal, you need to add a financial package to it. So I realized I needed to do some small financial engineering to be able to support my proposal with funding. So I contacted Stanbic Bank, who have been my bankers for so many years. And I put a proposal before them. They said, okay, how much? And I said, the whole cost will be 15.8 million euros.
Okay.
They said, okay, they are interested. After reading the proposal, they said it was very, very detailed, so they are interested. So we started negotiation. Then Danny told me that they had to get approval from South Africa because of the quantum of the money. So we went on with the negotiation. My aim was to secure the facility for government, not for my company or for my principal. No, it was for government. So that government said it can ease pressure on government's budget. It will take about 3 to 5 years to repay. So it can ease pressure on their budget. So I put all these things together. We discussed the interest and all those things. I added that to the proposal, and then we forwarded it to the Minister of Health.
Okay.
As any company will put a proposal and forward to government if they are interested.
Right.
So the ministry read it. They saw the specifications, the financial package attached to it from the local bank.
Who outlined the specification? Was it you or the Ministry of Health?
The team that we put together did the research.
Your team?
My team that put the whole specs together.
Was there any representative from the Ministry of Health on that team?
As I said, allow me to flow when I'm done.
No, I just want to know.
No, you get to know about that. So you just let me flow. Let me put the facts. You can put your questions down. When I finish the first phase, you can ask all your questions and I'll address them so that I don't lose my line of thought. So we put a proposal together. We submitted with all the technical specifications, the financial package, everything to the ministry. They will look at it. They look at it. They also have their technical team there. So they look at our proposal. They got their technical team to assess it, to look why they like it. And they wrote to the Ministry of Finance that they were interested after they've done their checks. I don't run that place. They run their ministry. I only send a proposal. They'll look at it. If they're not interested, fine. If they want additions or deletion, they do it. So they wrote to the Ministry of Finance so that they were interested. So the process started. Now the Ministry of Finance started negotiating with Stanbic Bank to bid down the interest that I had negotiated with Stanbic to start the project. So they bid down the interest considerably. So they've been negotiating with them for about, I think about 2 or 3, 4 years. No, about 2 years they've been negotiating. Now we were dealing with Ministry of Health on the specifications on the ambulance because that is what falls under their jurisdiction. And the financial package falls under the jurisdiction of the Ministry of Finance. A lot of the had a lot of meetings, the technical discussions, the specs and those things. They went through all and they were satisfied. So when they were satisfied, they put together a joint cabinet memo by the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Health. And this joint cabinet memo was sent to cabinet for approval. Mind you, while this was going on, I had my competitors also who submitted their proposals and were also competing to supply ambulances. Now we decided to go with Mercedes for a particular reason. We could have brought in Fiat, VW, Mercedes ambulances, Citroen ambulances, and make a lot of money because those are not that much expensive. But we decided, look, let's go for a more durable brand, Mercedes. The reason being very simple. You look in this guy, you just take a look at the country's road network. The northern parts of the country are full of dusty roads, potholes. So any other brand apart from Mercedes brand might not be able to stay on that, stay longer in the northern part of the country. Within 3-4 years, you have problem with shocks, they will break down. Dust, they will break down. But if you look in Ghana here, most of the dirty hard work is done by the Mercedes 207, 309. They do all the throttle, all the work here because the vehicle can stand our road and our weather and the dusty nature of our environment. So we decided to go for Mercedes so it can stay for longer. And also we took into cognizance the clearance level because of the pothole, the speed ramps and so forth. So we went for Mercedes. So after the ministry agreed with our specs and did their deletion and insertion, whatever they wanted to do, they did everything. They sent to cabinet. They went and convinced cabinet, the 2 ministers, and cabinet gave its approval. So from there, it went, cabinet wrote, it went to parliament for parliamentarians to do their due diligence. And this is required by our law because we're dealing with a foreign company, which is Big C. We are just the exclusive agent in Ghana, and we do all the work here for them, for the whole of West Africa, excluding Nigeria. So the thing went to cabinet after cabinet.
So you're already in business with Big C?
Yes, we were in discussion, dealing with our thing, putting the specs together, doing everything together.
Okay. So Big C knew of the...
No, they knew everything. Everything.
All right.
So from cabinet, it has to go to parliament because per our constitution, if a government is going into a contract with a foreign entity, it has to go to cabinet. Sorry, it has to go to parliament for approval. This is our constitution. That contract must go there. So they had to take it. If government was dealing with Japan business as a local entity, they were not obliged to take it to parliament. After cabinet, it will go through procurement processes and approved. But because they were dealing with a company in Dubai and not Japan business, they had to take it to parliament. So it went to parliament. The ambulance, the proposal, and then the financial package all went to parliament. Now, at parliament, the finance committee of parliament and then health committee of parliament, they met to discuss the two documents. And these committees were composed of MPP MPs and NDC MPs. They had enough time, they scrutinized everything, they did a due diligence, did their value for money at committee level, and they approved it. After approving it, they took it to the floor of parliament. And both NDC and MPP MPs, over 200 of them, they all voted yeah for it, giving it sovereign approval. So from there, they wrote to the government that they have given approval for it. It's good for the people of Ghana. The specs are okay, they're costing everything. They did everything. Then the government of Ghana wrote to PPA for sole sourcing approval.
Let me come here. I'll allow you to continue. You see, these procurement things are too technical.
Wait.
No. You let me finish with you. Let me finish. And basically, we don't need this information. We don't need this information. The ordinary Ghanaian sitting there does not need this information. It went to parliament, parliament approved, cabinet approved, so that's it. Now, I want us to talk about the ambulances. That's what we want to know.
Captain,
all this information are
Captain
relevant
Smart, yes.
to you.
Yes, Captain Smart.
But we want to know
yes.
the ambulances.
Captain Smart, have patience. You see, there's a need for Ghanaians to know that the processes that we went through are in conformity with our procurement laws.
No, nobody is disputing, because if you did not go through the regularized and legalized procedure of winning a contract, Parliament wouldn't have approved.
I'm coming. Yes.
So we know of those ones. Now we want to go into the ambulance.
You will get there. I told you that we are in three phases. So in the hurry, you want to.
This phase, without respect to you, Mr. Japa, is not helping the cause.
Wait.
You've gone through the entire process. Yes. Congratulations.
I'm almost done.
You did.
So just have patience. Once we get to PPA, you are almost done. So let me just end it here. Let me just finish, please. Allow me to wrap up. My issue is that, you see, the reason why I'm taking my time to exhaust the procurement procedure so that no one out there, just as the Minister of Information was on Joy FM, was on this program with lawyer Samson Ayinini, saying that Japan was just called and the contract was given to him.
No, we didn't say that. So you can go on Joy FM and respond to that one.
Yeah, I'm coming.
No, you see,
I've heard you.
Yes. So don't respond to that issue on my show.
You let me wrap it up.
Yes.
Yeah. So it went to PPA. PPA gave his approval. And then the contract was signed in 2012. Contract was signed. Now, just look at it. From 2010 to 2012, 3 years.
No, 2 years. 10 to 12 is 2.
No. The whole of 10 is a year. 11 is a year. 12 is a year.
So 2010.
So that is about 3 years. No. What? That is 3 years, because the 2010, you are in the 2010 year, you have weeks, you have months you are spending to cross into 2011. So you spend a year there. Then you have the whole of 2011, which is 12 months. You spend a year there, making it 2. Then you have 2012, almost December. So you spend about 3 years going through a process to acquire ambulance. It tells you their meticulousness and how careful we've all been to go to the process. So it wasn't like Japan just call, come and take a contract.
No, but we haven't said that.
That is out.
We haven't said that.
I just want to debunk that for Ghanaians.
No, so let's get to the ambulances.
Okay.
Yes.
So we did that one and we finished. And then the contract was signed 2012 after about 3 years of going through processes, bureaucracy and all those things. Okay. So we did that. It was signed. The minister who signed the contract by that time was Honorable Abambagwin. He was by then the Minister of Health. around December 2012.
Okay. So Bagman signed the first contract.
He signed the contract.
Okay.
But he came and made the process, because the process has started way back 2010.
During Sipayanki's time?
Sipayanki said, but it wasn't, at that time, we were still doing visibility studies. We hadn't submitted it officially to them. It was when Honorable Kumbo, who took over from Sipayanki, it was his time that we submitted the proposal officially, which was 2010 September. I hope you are getting it clear here. So Sipa didn't receive the proposal. He just made announcement. He made a statement, and out of the statement, we started our visibility studies. So it took us 3 years to do all these things. Okay, now let's move into the phase of the implementation stages. That is where you are much interested in.
Yes, that's where I'm interested.
All right. Now, after the 2012 election, His Excellency John Mahama, the former president, won the election. He was sworn in, and then he appointed Shel Aite as the Minister of Health to replace Alban Bagben. As soon as Shel Aite took over, but then Shel was at Ministry of Environment as a minister then. As soon as she took over, she decided that she wasn't, for whatever reason, I don't know. We had written to her in 2013, and we're dealing with documents here, so that you can have a look at them, because this game is all about documentary evidence. So, okay, so you have it here. June 3, 2013, Big C wrote to us as their agent complaining. So if you look at, you see June.
June 27, 2013.
13, good.
No, you relax. You said it's a game of documents. So
documents.
Okay. With reference to our contract with the Ministry of Health, Ghana, for delivery of 200...
They were writing to us as their agents.
Yes.
Good.
Mercedes-Benz ambulances. I want to bring to your attention that the first batch of cars are already in Dubai port for Mercedes-Benz Germany, and will expect to have a month for conversion of the said cars to ambulances as per Ministry of Health Ghana specifications. Thus, we will expect the inspection of first week of 2013. First week of August 2013. Good. According to the contract, the Ministry of Health Ghana should have provided the LC as the payment method, but so far we have not received any LC on our accounts, as we have already placed the order for all the 200 cars from Mercedes-Benz. I would appreciate if you can give me a firm date to receive the LC on our account. Was this requesting for the LC for all the 200?
No, we are requesting for an LC based upon the terms of the contract. Right. You see, when you are manufacturing,
I understand. So
production is in the chain.
Don't worry. So let's go.
So you have to order all, so they can be coming in scheduled dates, so you don't break the production line.
Okay.
And mind you, we are financing with our own money, not from government.
All right.
So we needed the LC as a security, which was approved by Parliament.
Okay.
So that was. So they wrote to us in June 2013. Then I was making my round. We were doing our rounds, trying to get government to get the LC established, and we're having difficulty with Setepe. I'll come to that one in the details, why Setepe created those problems. Then in July 2000, a month after they wrote to us, they then wrote to the ministry to inform
about the delay of the LC.
No. About the delay, and also to invite them to come and inspect the first batch as stipulated in the contract.
Let me see that letter.
Yeah, so have that letter. And this one was way back July 2013. And the contract was signed in December 2012. So within 6 months of signing the contract, the first batch of ambulances were ready, even though we hadn't received anything by establishment of LC from government. So government has started breaching their part of the contract already. And we were still fulfilling ours.
Okay, let me read this letter. On the 19th of July 2013. We refer to the above mentioned agreement executed on 19 December 2012 between Big C Trading and the Republic of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Health. In accordance with the terms of agreement, the Ministry of Health shall undertake pre-shipment inspection prior to each shipment of any batch of the ambulances. We are therefore notifying you that the 20 ambulances are ready to be inspected by your team. We would appreciate it if you can indicate to us the number and composition of your team for the pre-shipment inspection in the first week of August, in order that we could arrange the detailed logistics pertaining to the trip to Dubai. Furthermore, the payment terms of the agreement indicated in the letter of credit should have been established upon the signing of the contract for 50 ambulances. Upon delivery of the 50 ambulances, a further 25. I've read all those parts already. Yes.
They've not done it so far. No, we'll come
Did the ministry respond?
Yes, we'll come to that. We'll come to that. So they wrote to the ministry in 2006 months after the signing of the contract. They already produced 20, fulfilling their part of the bargain. Invited the ministry to come and fulfill the contract, that is section 7 of the agreement, which is pre-shipment inspection, which the purchaser shall undertake. It's not that it shall, it's obligatory. They must do that. So we wrote to them to fulfill our part. They refused to come. So I went to the Ministry of Health to go and see Sherry Aite and say, oh, can you get your people to move to Dubai to go and inspect these ambulances? She said, oh, I should tell my suppliers to come and meet her halfway. And I said, oh, man, which halfway? We don't have any halfway journey to meet you. I don't understand what you mean by we should meet you halfway. You just came from Minister of Environment. This contract has been signed. Production is going on. The contract states that there shall be no advance mobilization. The supplier should use his own money to pre-finance the project. You will establish an LC as a security for payment upon signing the contract. So just fulfill your part of the bargain as a government. What? Should meet you halfway? Halfway where? We don't have any halfway to meet you. But then she got angry. She walked out of her office. Then the following week, all that we got from her was this letter that she sent. Because we will not meet her halfway. And I don't understand what she means by we should meet her halfway.
Sherry Aite.
Yes. I don't understand what she means by we should meet her halfway. She couldn't explain what she meant by that. But when I said that we couldn't meet you halfway, we don't have any halfway journey to meet you. Just send your people to go and inspect as the contract demands, approved by Parliament, and get ambulance into Ghana. That is all that you need to do. She got angry and left her office.
Okay.
So
let me see the letter she wrote to you.
Then the following week she wrote this letter. Very, very, very annoying letter.
It was written on the 1st of August 2013. We thank you for your letter dated July 2013 on the above. The ministry wishes to comment as follows. That this is the first time the ministry's attention has been drawn to this transaction.
That is what Sherry is saying in 2013. She is saying this is the first time the ministry's attention has been drawn.
Yes.
That's what she is saying.
Yes.
Good. So go ahead. 2.
You will notice that there has been slight administrative changes at the ministry, and that at the end of every year, the fiscal budget ends on 31st December 2012. 3. A new budgetary priorities are set up for the ministry to prepare its budget for 2013. 4. That after an agreement had been signed with the ministry, the final contract is signed with the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning, which by our constitution releases funds to support for the sector budget programs. Therefore, it was proper for the company to await for the authorization and approval from the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning before production, since the Ministry of Health has no funds of its own to establish letter of credit. The ministry has not been involved in subsequent programming of this order, and we advise that due to the financial implications involved, we need further authorization from the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning. 5. We advise that you stop producing further ambulances until further contract between the government of Ghana and your company is signed by the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning. For the meantime, establishing letter of credit for further supply would have to be renegotiated. It was copied to the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning and the Chief Director of the Ministry of Health.
Good. Thank you for reading to the hearing of all Ghanaians. Now let me go into the details of this for you to understand where the problem is. You see, you are appointed as a Minister of Health 2013. You came and met civil servants and technocrats in the ministry, and governance is continued. And those civil servants and technocrats are there for institutional memory, because you politicians, you come 4 years, 8 years, you are gone. They stay there. They have files for every transaction. So if they appoint you from Ministry of Environment and you come and take over, and then you receive a letter from a foreign company inviting you to be a technical people to come and inspect. All that you do is that you get your chief director, you get the director ambulance, you get all those technical people to come, and they'll bring you the file on that project.
Okay, but
I'm coming.
From the letter.
I'm coming.
From the letter, if you are requesting that she should have invited the chief director.
No, I'm not saying she should have. No, I'm coming. Please.
Get to the chief director. She copied the chief director.
I'm coming. I'm coming. I'll explain all that.
Okay.
She wrote this letter. Not that the chief director even wrote it. The chief director knows nothing about it. She, the minister, wrote it, signed it herself, and sent it and copied the chief director. And normal circumstances, you normally give it to the chief director to draft it, prepare it, and they'll bring it to you to have a look at it, make your corrections, or any of the directors in the ministry in charge of that particular area, they draft it because they have the technical knowledge. They will draft it. Or you even send the letter that we wrote to you, you give it to your internal lawyer of the ministry to have a look at it. The internal lawyer will bring the contracts because they have been there before you came. And this process started way back 2010. And as I enumerated to you, joint memo from those two ministries sent to cabinet approved to parliament, and all this time Shed Ayite was a member of cabinet.
That's fine.
I'm coming, don't say that's fine. Let me expatiate, please. She was a member of cabinet at the environment. So when this thing was being approved at a meal's time in cabinet, she was a member there. She saw it. When the thing went to cabinet, went to parliament, and they debated it and did everything. She was in Ghana here. She's a politician. She's a minister of state in cabinet. She's aware, right?
How would she be aware?
Because she was a member of cabinet, and this was approved in cabinet.
What if that day she didn't go to cabinet meeting?
If you don't go to cabinet meeting, you send your deputy. If you don't send your deputy, even before you even go for cabinet meeting, they send you memos for you to know the things to be discussed in cabinet.
And she says that when she got this is the first time she's hearing this.
No, she's not saying she's hearing. She's saying the ministry.
Yes.
Good. And that is a complete lie based upon my earlier submission to you. That is a complete lie, complete mischief, because it's taken 3 years for this process to be done till it was signed. So you can't come to the ministry and say this is the first time because you refuse to seek advice from the technical people. And you decide you're a politician, you do whatever you want to do. So she wrote this letter. Now let me go deep into it. You said no, there's a slight change of, there's a new administration. Which new administration? It is the same NDC government from Mr. John Mama. And John Mama was the vice president. He became, he was soon as a president for about 6 months before he went for election and won. The same government. So where is the change of administration? What was the change? There's no change anywhere.
No, she said change of administration
from where?
The official head of the Ministry of Health.
So if there's change of administration, good, and she came as change of administration as official head, it means that things that are binding the sovereign Ghana, a sovereign country, because she has come, she can throw it overboard.
But what if she has not seen such letters?
That is not the responsibility of the foreign company for you to see those letters.
And
that is you and your technocrats.
This didn't stop the contract.
No. So that is where the problem started from. Coming. So she told me. I said, Ma, you know something? When she wrote this letter, I said, this letter you've written, for me, in my opinion, this is the most infantile letter to have ever been written.
Mr. Japan, right? At the end of all this brouhaha, the LC was issued.
No, it was issued under a circumstance. Hold on.
What's the circumstance?
Yeah, I'll explain to you. Now, when she told me that, I told her that, Ma, you know something? You don't have the authority as a minister to amend what Parliament has approved per our Constitution. So if you have a problem and you say we should meet you halfway, and we say we will not meet you halfway, and you don't want to go for inspection, what that you can do is that put in your arguments, send it to Cabinet. Go and convince Cabinet that me, the new Minister of Health, what you people did for the past 4 years, including you, John Mama, who is now the president, who was in cabinet, and you approved this. No. Me, Shed Ayite, I've come, I will not agree. So I've come with this argument, cabinet, approve for me to change the contract. Then cabinet, when they are convinced, they will approve it. Then cabinet will take it back to Parliament. Go and convince Parliament that what we brought to you, you approve, given a sovereign power to go ahead. We don't want it anymore. Then Parliament will amend it or
fantastic.
cancel it.
So at the end of the day, the LC was issued.
No, don't cut me, because you see, Ghanaians must understand the processes.
All these problems that emanated, at the end of the day, there was a solution. So let's start from the solution where the LC was issued.
You see,
I'm not interested in this one.
You are not interested, but Ghanaians are interested.
They will not be interested. You know why?
Why?
They will not be interested because at the end of the day, the LC was issued.
Oh, hold on.
You had the money.
Hold on.
So let's talk about the LC,
You see,
the money, and then the ambulances.
You see, you cannot be jumping and then doing a pick and choose.
No, we haven't done anything.
No, a pick and choose business.
No, you see, from the letters that you just shown me, there were problems, one, from the beginning. And it is normal. There must be problems for us to solve and get something genuine. Number two, that is from the how the whole thing started. From your procurement, there were problems. Number three, getting to the time of Sharia or whosoever as the ministry, the cabinet, parliament, you had to go back and forth. It's normal. The bureaucracy, all other companies face it in this country. But at the end of this whole thing, the LC was issued, yes or no?
LC was issued.
Good.
Under circumstance.
No, hold on. The circumstance, we the Ghanaians, me the ordinary Ghanaian, I am not interested in your circumstance.
You are not interested.
What I am interested in. No, hold on. Mr. Kaba, hold on, please. With all respect.
I told you that. I told you that.
I am interested in. What the ordinary Ghanaian is interested in is that at the end of the day, my tax that I pay.
Why are you in a hurry?
No, but you are delaying.
I'm delaying how?
So let's get there.
You have spent over almost 2 years.
It doesn't matter.
Bombarding my name everywhere.
It doesn't matter.
Now you have today, you have me here. No, you can't have patience for me to exhaust the
ambulances. I'm not interested in
you see
the back and forth. I'm interested in the money.
I am not the type of person that you can cage, you can put in a box to determine how I should talk, how I should present my issue.
Oh, nobody is doing that.
No, you can't do that to me.
No, right. Nobody is doing that.
Now, when I was coming, you and I will set the rules of engagement.
Yes, we've gotten to party.
No, it's not about delay.
You are done with
in fact, you have spent almost 2 years lambasting me.
No, you are just running around.
No, wait. Now, if this discussion would take us 1 week, it's nothing compared to almost 2 years that you spent.
No, it doesn't matter.
Destroying my name.
What matters is our money.
Good. So I'm here now. So you must have the patience for me.
So what happened to the money?
I'm not talking to you alone, because if some other Ghanaians are ordinaries, there are some other Ghanaians who are so educated, they are technical people, and they understand what I'm talking about. So
and they will get to the fact that at the end of the day, LC was issued.
I will get there. It's a journey. I will get there.
Get there.
So don't push me.
Okay.
You push me, I will not budge. Please.
You get there.
Okay, so let's continue. So I made it clear to her that she didn't have the authority to renegotiate anything. She has to go through processes defined by our laws in this country. She said, oh, but why am I coming to, I shouldn't come and wear my cap and come and talk to her about law and those things. And that even Kufuor awarded contracts and abrogated contracts, did so many things. Nobody has jailed her.
Fine, so after her, what happened?
Good. And I told her that, look, Kufuor is a former president. He has immunity. You are just a minister. If you want to go ahead and you will not follow it, there will be judgment there and we will go for our money. So if you want, don't carry on. So I also left. Then we went and served the Attorney General. We served a notice to sue government. Because this thing had dragged on from January 2013 to 14. Almost going to 2 years. No LC is established. We have fulfilled our part of the bargain, use our own money to start producing the ambulances, goods, as required. We are doing all that we need to do. And she will not budge.
Okay.
And she will not also seek knowledge to make a prudent decision.
That's fine.
So we said the Attorney General our notice to sue, which you need to, by the law, you need to serve them by a month or so before you can sue, for them to know that you are going to sue government. So we did that. And here is it.
Go ahead. I mean, you served notice to sue. Fine.
Okay, so we served notice to sue. So we gave all the documents to the Attorney General. And mind you, all this correspondence that we were doing, we copied the office of the president. So the office of the president will be in the loop of what the minister is doing. She and then Setepe are doing. And I'll give you the legal opinion.
So Setepe was also frustrating you?
Yes, he started the game.
Okay.
I'll come to that. And she came and joined, fighting for him without knowing the genesis of the whole fight. Okay. So we said the Attorney General, we gave the Attorney General all our documents, and this is what the Attorney General said. I want to get that document and then...
No, you go ahead. Fine. You just go ahead. If you can't find the document, it's fine. Just go ahead.
No, I can find it. It's not an issue. So we also responded to Sher Aite, and we made it clear to her that we couldn't stop the production, and that there's no any contract that needs to be signed.
So what happened before you were not able to sue the state?
Because the Attorney General issued his legal opinion after assessing our evidence, issued their legal opinion and served
the ministry.
The ministry. And here's a letter.
And as a result, the LC was issued.
Hold on. I will give it to you. I told this game is about evidence. Okay, here we have a letter from the Ministry of Justice and Attorney General Department.
Let me have a look at it.
Okay, I will explain something to you first. The legal opinion based upon our intention to sue government. The Attorney General formed a team to assess all our documents, our everything, the contract, and advise the government as the chief legal advisor to government. That was on May 2nd, 2014. So you can imagine a contract signed in December 2012. As at May 2014, the government has not fulfilled its obligation.
So there's been delays.
Good. So in a part of the legal opinion, this is what the AG, that is government itself, wrote, represented by. We have reviewed the notice of intention to sue and the accompanying documentation and have no reason not to believe the facts alleged in their letter.
That is correct.
Good. So hold on, please. The lawyers have provided this office with evidence of governmental approval obtained for this transaction in accordance with clause 8 of the said agreement, which says that the contract shall be effective upon obtaining all governmental approvals and upon the signing of the agreement by the parties, which was done 2012. That is done. Furthermore, there is evidence provided to this office by the lawyers of the following approvals having been obtained in pursuance of the transaction.
These are all correct.
Good. So but let me re-emphasize, please. It is. You see, I'm reading a legal opinion, which will be later used to bind government.
You don't seem to understand. After all this legal thing, what happened?
Please, I'm coming.
No, after this, the LC was issued.
Yes. So you listen, please. Please listen, please. AG went ahead. It is patently clear from the foregoing that there was no clause in the agreement. This is from the AG. Requiring the signature of the Minister for Finance as a precondition for the effectiveness of the agreement. In our considered opinion, the agreement dated December 19th, 2012 became effective and legally binding on the government of Ghana upon the fulfillment of the conditions stated above, and the government, acting through your ministry, that's to Shelley, cannot purport to rescind the agreement at this stage unless it is prepared.
I have told you.
Please, wait. Ghanaians do not know.
They know.
Please. Unless it is prepared to pay damages as demanded by the lawyers for big C.
Fantastic point.
In other words, the government of Ghana is bound by the terms of the agreement and must proceed to perform them or risk paying a huge judgment debt in default of performance. Indeed, the termination clause of the agreement makes clear that the termination of the contract does not relieve either party from obligations arising from such transaction. Right? We wish to further place on record our view that in the peculiar circumstances of this case, we will be seriously challenged in putting up a defense in court in the event of an action being filed by the lawyers for
Mr. Dapa, from all that you are, hold on. From what you are reading, at the end of the day,
I want you to understand what compelled the LC to be established.
No. We know that there was a challenge. You planned to sue. The AG came in. From what you have just read, what it means is that if government was not quick to issue an LC, you will file a suit and judgment debt will be paid.
Good.
So put this one aside and tell me when after the LC had been issued, what happened?
Wait. So this letter, this legal opinion was originated by the government.
That's fine. So after this, the LC was issued.
Wait. Hold on. Then there was no. So the following week, in the wisdom of the urgent department, they put a covering letter on that legal opinion and forwarded it to the office of the president. Attention, Raymond Atuguba, to the president, because they wanted the president to know that his two ministers were going to create judgment debt, and then the AG have analyzed everything and have advised government. So they should call his two ministers to order to save this country of judgment debt.
Fantastic.
So the president of Ghana at that time was in the loop. AG sent a copy to him for that, and they cleaned their hand. They've done their work. They are done. They can play their politics. They can do whatever they want.
Did you sue the state?
I'm coming.
No, did you?
So I'm coming.
No, did you do that?
No, we didn't do it.
Because something happened from the presidency.
You hold on. So
what am I holding on
wait,
for?
I'm coming. Hold on. Now, prior to we serving government our intention to sue. Now you see this letter here. It has got what? What logo is on top? It's Mercedes-Benz logo on top. Letter here. Have you seen it here? Where you can see it? Can you show it to Ghanaians, please?
Let me see.
Good.
Let me have a look.
I'll explain before you have a look. Now, this is from the distributors of Mercedes in Dubai, UAE. The whole Dubai, they are the distributors.
So this is the distributors letterhead.
Good.
Not Mercedes-Benz Germany's letterhead.
They represent Mercedes.
Hold on.
So they use their logo to do their thing.
Let's establish this. This is a letterhead of the representative of
Mercedes
in UAE.
By extension, that's Mercedes in UAE. You have Adom FM. If you have your branch in Kumasi, whatever they do is coming from you.
Mr. Chairman, with all these things that you're telling me, in the 2 years that I have
read this document you're holding, I'll come to it. It's worth nothing. I'll come to it. That's your document. I'll come to it. Now read this to Ghanaians. And this was written 29th June 2014.
To who?
It was written from them,
to who?
The distributors of Mercedes, to Big C.
Okay, so to Big C.
Good. Now read it. And that occasioned our intention to sue.
Yes, you have told us.
Now read it.
No, I will not read this one.
Why would you read it?
You have told me already you wanted to sue. The AG came up with legal
I want you to understand, because I'll come to certain things inside here.
No, from what you just read, this is irrelevant. Because
it's relevant.
No, let me explain why it is.
I'm coming.
Hold on.
If to you it's not relevant, now listen to me.
This letter is what was written from the representative to Mercedes-Benz, isn't it?
No. This is from the representative of Mercedes.
And based on this, you wanted to sue.
And now you read and you understand why.
Based on this, you wanted to sue.
Yes, of course.
And you made your intentions clear to the state.
Yes.
Of which the AG came to clear. So there's no need to read this letter.
Bring it. You bring it. I'll let you understand why there's a need to read this letter. You know why you have to read this letter.
Then we're going back to
No,
this.
not that one. That is done. This cured a mischief. But before they cured the mischief, a lot of consequences have already piled up.
That's fine.
And that will come up later.
All these...
So this letter will refer to.
All this happened. LC was issued. What happened?
If you don't want me to explain things to your understanding, you want to
You have been saying so many things. The LC was issued to you.
You see,
and then you were to supply an ambulances with 96 specifications.
Yes.
Did you supply with those specifications? So tell me.
Why are you in a hurry to?
I am in a hurry because that's my tax.
So tell here.
So tell me, did you supply the ambulance?
If you supply, so just have patience. Let me explain to you.
So go ahead and explain. You are delaying.
No, there's no delay here.
No, you are not telling me anything.
No. If you want it to even have a whole month, me, I'm ready for you.
No,
have patience.
Your frustration has nothing to do with the tax.
No. Me, I'm not frustrated.
No, your frustration you went through before the LC were established has nothing to do with the tax I paid.
I have nothing to do with the tax you pay.
Yes, you have
hold on. It will have to. I was going to why it has something to do with tax you pay.
No, it doesn't.
You know why?
It doesn't.
When you use your taxes to finance.
Please, panel, join. Panel, please join.
If you have your taxes.
Panel, please join. Panel, please join.
What do you want to?
So tell me what happened before you brought this ball ambulances.
You see, Captain Smart. You see,
yes.
I told you right from the beginning that if you are not ready to go through the heat of allowing me
going through the heat. Me, I don't have any heat.
And you want to heckle me. No.
Nobody is heckling you. You brought... Look, let me tell you. The PRO of the Ghana National Health Service...
Okay, hold on.
What is it?
Hold on.
What is it?
LC was established for the first 50 of the ambulances, right? Good. Yes, they hadn't come for the inspection. The ambulances that we had produced, even though they didn't meet their contractual obligation, were still in the warehouse. Now, man, you ran from
establish that one again. The ambulances you produced,
yes,
did not meet.
No. Hold on.
What did you say?
We have produced the ambulances.
That did not
meet. No, I said we have produced them and they were in the warehouse since June 2013, right? Until the LC was established in 2014.
Fine.
Thereabout, right?
Fine.
Good. Now, remember that the ambulances that were parked in the warehouse were attracting warehouse charges, right? All these charges were going on. Good. Now, by the time they established the LC in 2014, Mercedes has stopped producing Mercedes-Benz 309.
We are not interested in that. What happened with the 2.3 million euros?
I'm coming to that.
No, tell me that one before you can go to other payments.
Please, no, hold on. So we produced this ambulance with the new model of Mercedes-Benz.
So
right?
what happened?
The new model of Mercedes-Benz.
So what happened?
All efforts to get the ministry to come and fulfill their contractual obligation
of coming to inspect.
So they didn't come. Even though LC had been established,
they didn't come to inspect.
They still refused to come and inspect.
Good. And you brought what you have produced.
No, hold on. Now, this ambulance that we produce, the accessories in the ambulance, there's no ambulance, and I'm vouching here. There's no ambulance in Africa here that is stocked with these medical accessories here in this country. There's no ambulance like that.
In Africa?
There's no ambulance like that.
In Africa?
I'm coming.
I am telling you, authority.
I say, hold on.
What am I saying? It's a huge lie.
No, hold on. I will talk. Hold on, calm down.
What are you
You have your day, please. Calm down.
What do you mean by
I
this?
say you have your time. Let me learn.
So what is this? Yes, you tell me. What do you want to say?
Don't turn this an argument. It's a discussion.
So what do you want to say?
Now, what I'm trying to tell you is this. The accessories were so many in one ambulance that because of the behavior of the minister and her technocrats, he decided to ship the ambulance.
Who decided to ship?
The supplier.
To ship and bring it here.
No, wait. We separated the accessories from the van, which had already been designed. And how? Because they decided to do that.
Who decided to?
The reason being simple. They didn't want the accessory because the minister didn't come to inspect them.
And you were supposed to fix that one in there.
Good.
And you didn't fix.
So hold on.
You didn't fix.
So they shipped the vans into Ghana, shipped the accessories separately, so the accessories would not be stolen at the port.
Okay.
Right? They didn't want the accessories stolen at the port because the ministry's behavior.
You were to fix them in.
Hold on.
That is where you were supposed to fix. No, let's establish the originality.
Oh no, there is nothing like that. Is where you are supposed to.
Where were you to fix it?
We are producing ambulances for you.
So they were coming to inspect this one before you come and fix the accessories?
No, the ambulances were already done and fixed there for them to come and inspect.
What you want?
Yes, I'm coming. But of course they didn't come. And then we had to ship them because the agreement says that they have 7 days.
They didn't come, but you brought it.
So
this is what you wanted them to come and inspect?
No.
What
we were going to inspect fully prepared ambulance at the manufacturer.
So why didn't you bring it?
We brought it.
You did not bring it.
We just separated the two accessories in a container and then the van on its own. That is all.
You are talking about two things.
Yes. So you have to listen to me.
No, you were not supposed to bring the accessories.
There's nothing like you are not supposed. So tell me in the contract what is meaning.
They were to come. See, that's what you don't get. The rest, you don't get the spirit and the letter of the contract. What it says is that hold on. Yanyan Kwala was this.
You see,
what it means is that listen, they were to come to UAE to inspect an ambulance.
And then
hold on. Before they are being shipped to Ghana, what it means is that before they get there, the specifications outlined in the contract,
everything was there.
Hold on. What it means is that before they come there, the specifications outlined in the contract must be in the ambulance.
And did they come?
No, hold on. Whether they came or not, it is supposed to be in.
And it is in here.
And it's not there.
Captain Smart,
I am telling you.
Now listen to me.
All the specifications.
Listen to me. Have you been traveling outside the country? You've been traveling outside the country?
Yes.
Good. When you go outside the country and you go and buy your new car, when you buy your new car, and then you are shipping it. Let's say you stayed outside the country for some years. You are coming down to Ghana. You have your personal effects, right? You can decide that those personal effects.
Those are personal effects.
I'm coming.
These are not contracts.
They are your property.
Okay, so
you can put them in a container. So that when they get to the port, they will not be preferred because there are things that are disposable. They can easily be taken by anybody at the port. They see things at the port. And now, good. The things at the port. Since 2016.
No, let me ask you this.
Some coming.
They were not supposed to come to Ghana port before they are fixed here in Ghana.
The way you are
because there's no assembly
to go on the way it has go for people to understand.
My next question is, the 2.3 million euros.
Now let me read the letter to you.
No.
It's okay. So you started this matter. Let me read to you, please.
What is it?
This was a letter we wrote in December 2014 to the ministry. We said, we are most grateful and appreciate your acceptance of those minor topographical discrepancies. That was a letter we wrote. We, however, want to bring to your Honorable Minister's attention, as per shipping company, the first batch of the shipment of 10 ambulances will arrive at Temaport in December 2014. Okay. It is highly recommended that the Ministry of Health take urgent steps to clear the ambulances from the port and transfer the vehicles to a safe parking place. Are you listening? This is what we told them right from 2004.
You go ahead and read. I mean,
then we say, as per warranty terms of agent, Jaco at Business Limited in Ghana, with the support of our technical staff, we will arrange for the handover and commissioning of the vehicles after orientation and application training of some of the machines and equipment installed on the ambulances of your paramedics on vehicles after the supply of each complete batch of 50 ambulances as per your vehicles, as per your letter of credit.
You see, you know what you were doing? You know what you were doing?
Complete.
You were only
I'm coming.
Hold on. You are not coming anywhere. We are in this studio. Do you know what you were doing by these letters?
First batch.
No, hold on. Hold on.
Of total 200.
Hold on.
Should have arrived in Ghana.
Fantastic.
I'm coming. It is for your Honorable Minister's attention to OEM terms and conditions that any use of the ambulances prior to the complete handover and training of the use of the above mentioned machines and equipment installed shall render the warranty of your ambulances void. In effect, what we were telling them in 2014 when numbers were coming that, look, we have not handed over the ambulance to you. The ambulance will be assembled fully in Ghana. When we finish with our first 50 batch,
you see,
I'm coming.
No,
we will train your paramedics, and then
forget about training the paramedics. This is where you decided to dupe Ghana.
No, hold on. If you don't want us to discuss this in a more civilized way, and you want to throw your mischievous agenda, go ahead.
Let me finish.
I said that.
Let me finish.
Hold on. You see, you are trying to do your usual. No, I'm not ready for that.
No, listen.
I've come here with my documents.
You
want us to
these documents are just there only to do one thing.
So let me finish and you can come in.
You have duped Ghana.
You see what you
have defrauded Ghana.
Hold on. Listen to me. You see, you are going back into your normal political agenda.
Listen. This is not political agenda. Listen. Who received the 2.3 million euros?
Now, I'll tell
the 2.3 million euros, who received it?
You are not the only radio station.
No, who received the 2.3 radio stations? Who received the 2.3 million euros?
To go there, and they can have time to.
Who received the 2.3 million euros?
You stay here and do your mischief.
Okay, so who received the 2.3 million euros?
No, that's okay.
No, who received the 2.3 million euros?
I am not going to sit down here for you to play. No, by the man is paying his money.
Who received the 2.3 million euros?
You don't want Ghana to get
him to answer that. Why is he not answering that question?
Playing this game with me.
Focus on the people who are listening.
Yes, so who received the 2.3?
It's not allowing me to even flow. They don't allow me. So I get up and leave him. The other radio station who is okay to do that. But me, I want to do that. I want to
let him have all the time and talk.
Come on, man, you're not asking me. I won't buy that. I'm not your.
Who received the 2.3 million euros?
Right.
Who received
Listen to me. I told you that this program is going to be in 3 phases. After I've exhausted each phase, you can ask all the questions in this world and I'll answer them. But once I am doing that, don't be interjecting. You have finished. And play your game.
So who received the 2.3 million euros? Where is it? Who received it? Is it you or Big C?
Listen to, if you are taking your time, you will get there because the LCs, the transcript, everything is here.
And so who received it?
This game is about documents. It's not about opinion. I'm coming to state facts here.
Not an opinion.
So have patience. Now, if you are working with them, you should have called me. because you've had almost 2 years of playing this game. Now you just have been less than 1 hour and you say you don't have time.
It is not less than
what kind of game you want to play? If it's even 1 week, you should have the time to listen. Because you've had almost 2 years calling my name, calling me criminal, calling all sorts of manners. Now you just have me here now, and then you are there playing games with me. You don't have time. You don't have time. You must have the time.
Wait. Take your time.
Listen to me. I've come here for the showdown. I've come here to face him and to say the facts. That's why I'm here. So for me, if it's even 1 week, I'm ready. So please, Captain Smart, calm down.
You mentioned what
Let me do all my work. Let me explain things to Ghanaians. Then you can come in. I'm ready for you. But once I'm doing that, don't be heckling me because I will not buy it.
If I have a question, I will ask you.
Fine, you ask me. I can choose to answer the question now or after I finish my explanation.
That is fine.
That is my prerogative.
Go ahead.
So let's understand these rules. Me, you no bully me. I don't buy those things.
Let's settle everything. Then we move on.
Okay. You're done here, Waba.
Eko na kotodwene akrante pa na ugu dwane so sei nyaska se bibio na so betimi ase adan o bema
onua me de jame na nkana monte so ansase bo dendin me de nkoto ansase si adan
o we de me de asem esio asase ani boda fam a efufufu boni be friend service plot eda proposed airport city a ewo Tripoli
onua asam kwapa na o ka kire me
a o ka na me ma ya ta koto ne de
onua nya kire mu kakra kire mu
ma me kan cho maso twebie ni asase we hu insio ni kanea so wo na kwan nyina de dem kama
oh wow
asase afese tono 8,000 Ghana cedis kani 80 million sese mo de aba 4,500 Ghana cedis fufufu just omoyi 3,500 Ghana cedis efisu room e de amount
onua ne we de wa kire me ade pampa
o hwe mo kira kwan omo wo adjacent Ashama Municipal Assembly opposite Queen's Hotel betima from wo 020-142-7331 and I say 024-325-7223 030-290-7841 Amanak Real Estate, you dream it.
We am kunimdifo ana. Wo be pese woda yesu nyina bebe mu ana. Enye, kwa jinia esombo. Cowbell Gold, choco milk drinker, ahodia shemuma. Yenye koko efri Ghana heya nyede ayo. Nti nia wotie bia, bebia wo hye bia. Dinkunima wabrabo, kwa jinia esombo. Cowbell Gold, eya hodima nkunimdifo. Enkaibui FDA ahwehwemu ana wagye tum.
Bema, ne sika no musida. Me dofo, ne wiwema de be na agye ha sei.
Oh, Cindy Rice o. Emo a wutumi de ye mu aduane bia.
Sa, uche say, wache plain rice, fried rice, jollof, any amutu.
Ana me dofo.
Oh wow. Any mini how bia o. Mama nkanhwe.
Oh, Cindy Rice wo hey die. Onni how bia.
Umia.
Hello?
My enka so
Hello?
Sisi ade. Mini how bia.
Oh, Kojofa.
Cindy Rice.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Food and Drugs Authority.
Honey, a racist school just called. They need you to take care of her fees.
That's easy as *422#. Done.
Fees paid?
Paid. That's GCB mobile banking there.
Can we pay the plumber through mobile money for the guest bathroom sink?
*422#. Money sent. And done.
And buy the driver some airtime for his phone? I'll be sending him out soon.
*422#. Also done.
How about we topping up our electricity?
The credit? Yeah, it's quite low. *422#. And that's done too.
I'm loving this GCB mobile banking. I need to sign on so I can also pay some.
Oh, that's easy. Dial *422# and it's done.
Top up airtime, transfer money between accounts, pay school fees to over 300 schools, pay DSTV bill, send and receive mobile money across all network wallets. Consider it done with GCB's mobile banking service. It's as easy as *422#. Walk into any GCB branch or contact 0800 422 422 for more information. GCB, your bank for life.
Abusia, on the 13th, a never again all night. We are tuning victory all night. Brai, in Kunibidia Homao, any Wabusia, any Wajuma, any Wawadi, any Woma. And on the 13th, if you are da away anemia, non kuno pepe, near Shasi, a resurrection power, a living bread, ministries international, Dan Suman. Brai, may you answer any Asofun Kaya Becon, Nayinano, Yedin Kunibidia, mpaebɔ agye nneɛma pa de agu yɛabrabɔ yɛdwuma yɛawadeɛ yɛmma ne yɛn asetena nyinaa mu no bosome nson mu no there is a completeness bra deɛ nyinaa no yɛnyi nyame ndi na wɔnyɛ yɛakoma so adeɛ ma yɛ never again all night it is a victory all night.
Buy my MTN Ghana share some more. Share.
I want to me. Now me here MTN Ghana shares there for you. Only share. My Tommy MTN Ghana shares ni be what? Love
you. You how my playing MTN shares hey.
Yo aboki. Now say MTN Ghana shares na.
We've all bought our MTN Ghana shares.
So MTN Ghana shares and nay. Nenya wo chefa. E won kunimdia e koso Ghana's #1 network edimu. MTN Ghana share offer ye air baso through 29th May kopim 31st July 2018. So MTN Ghana shares a share bia boy 75 pesos pay. Ubetuma to shares here every 10. A year edu aircrow. Edu nyina boy 7 cedis 50 pesos.
Press star 170 hash. Na select the option 7. Na fast to talk with shares no ewo momo so. And now ubetumi ato online so ewo mtnghanashares.com. And now call MTN in krapata bia ewo manyimu. IC Securities Ghana Limited. And now banks ahudra ye esisi ho ewo manyimu. Licensed stockbrokers are omni Ghana Stock Exchange ye juma. Ubetumi ato MTN Ghana shares bi wo ho. Ana se wo page medie hu nkrata ni bia. Ehwa na ubenye bi wo.
Yesra kan krata no mu ye. Ana kope obi e wakwadare. Ewo shares dwumedie ni mu. Non kan mu nkyere wo ye ansa na wo de won sa ahya ase. Everywhere you go.
What's a holiday in South Africa like?
Best thing ever. I've just faced my fears, man.
This is the adrenalina time, you know? Bye-bye!
I had so much fun, man. Like, this town is the most beautiful town I've ever been to.
But definitely something you have to try, right?
Something I have to try, something I have to bring my friends down and try, give it a go.
Welcome to South Africa, your own national flag ride!
We can't wait for you to experience what we love most about our country. Go to southafrica.net to book your dream holiday today. Allow us to indulge you. South Africa, inspiring new ways.
Na friend you the phone call. You should have here cry.
Atade keke na okasa ho sa no.
Sisi ade ye kɔ ne hot. Sir, na ma won twako drink for sa no.
Ade woni chokoli mana.
Chokoli nie. Asoso, you here cry.
Minim pa, chokoli ma ye fe ye. Na ni taste ni so ye correct.
Madam, you don't call hot wine. Come back wine.
Yankolo hot. Sisi ade chokoli ma mia na ho fe ni ye. Na ni taste ni so da hodi. Sisi anso, a 20 grams sachet chocolate. Enjoy the taste. Feel the goodness. Enkratui FDA for Giatum.
Syndicated Captain Animal TV aside abe bomu biemu. Ray ayo obia size won't be promo. But quality digital decoder full set 99 Ghana cedi pair and as a quality combo decoder full set 150 Ghana cedi pair. From the kind of one it's a multi TV dealer bia hona kwa jewo de. Unim say quality combo decoder no. Ubenya over 130 TV and radio channels e auto scan HDMI cable na kan woni no. Ama TV na niti wan. Over voltage protector enso e bo ho ba NC Animal TV for Giatum we ni bo anya dion. E digital receiver 99 Ghana per ubaji quality combo decoder no 150 Ghana per ne bo na ye fofofo ansa na abeto bi hwesa NCA Animal TV for chance so de tare ho na wotimi anyamwa ene warranty tato no so World Cup na ebai na twu hu free mu bo made ne kopa digital 99 Ghana cedi per anasa quality combo decoder no package ni na e 150 Ghana per free e was 0302242532 anasa 0204413484 obia size won't be promo but quality digital decoder full set 99 Ghana cedi pair and as a quality combo decoder full set 150 Ghana cedi pair for free.
Jack, I feel never top up MTN number nana. Shen ati say MTN customer. Ayo wakona wabo support. Na wasana cover umpo abre recharge. $9 star 296 hash. Now register for hospital your life insurance cover. Umpo wajo to hospital dakura. Ayo wo fixed amount to be a wabo chiyama. You wabu senya wa register no cra. Dial star 296 hash. Sign up Fill what details and choose what preferred cover. Select what deduction plan. Na kede you will be saying you baka. Every now top up. Na pede claim sa or your easy cry. $9 star 29 hash. Select what claim option and fill. Abra ayo aye dead.
Before you top up airtime on your MTN number, remember to be good to yourself, your family, and loved ones by simply dialing star 296 hash to sign up to IO Recharge with Care. IO, because you care. Terms and conditions apply.
Now watching Sia, in Fianabia, and when I saw say a best original and wombo, I'll watch a catch and Yoko so say a becca and wombo machitas from Kumu, say and Kugo, and Uncle Dim, and when I saw say a becca machitas from Kwama, Bibrima Maya, Momuchina Kuno, 2018 FIFA World Cup, no more Russia. Shakan said your son, you know, live, our question free sports, so now Shakan said your son, so live, our question decoder, so question decoder, Sia, question Beyond TV.
I don't want 6.3 acquire ya sign up about modern nation so mama say MTN shares no yeda eton ye bewie and chekra 31st of this month tibo modern say we don't ho bagim bako 75 pesos ye ton 10 to 10 bia 7 cities 50 pesos MTN everywhere you go sanso ena momo transaction no e koso ne ma me ensa pene sesa wo hye nso se wo beye dedi kan no pin no safe wonko wo de memfa nkyere obia de toso mienu ne se wo details ni nyina no eno so ma ne nka wo ha memfa nso nkyere obia na fe de toso emiensa ne se bibia wo ye no wa ye wa de memfa phone no mo obia saje na ye we mame wo dial 1*170 hasha wo bete ho nsam so enyina de toso ebiom ne se de mpacho bo modern na chane so Ghana Revenue Authority CNCA say withholding tax agents ni na no omaye ready wa wonim sa ka ho bomodian na fa ko June 2018 de no ebesi bosum ya ye wum ya pem pepepe no watua sa anya ne sa de a wo penalty interest of 125% obetua de asoso peak milk e wo ho bibia ye porridge and beverage bia obedi na de bomodian na fa no bi fa pitim kama peak milk. Strong start to the day. 2 cities 30 pesos per. Ewiani muno de no akope Papa's Pizza. Who call Isle Gona. Ya waso ye wo hofen 0248-820-535. Spinktest 050-2911-720. Circles we 056-002-7193. Papa's Pizza, taste it, love it. Nunu milk. And one and quadana bema. Womonka se mo aye din. Wadwene so aye sharp. Nti men fendi agro wo ye ma me men to milk bia keke as I say nunu milk na wo to ema enkwada no nunu milk grow every day patro Airtel Tigo omo nkabo no ekoso ye omo upgrade omo network no ntisa wo hwa na be hu se nyama ndifide no bi mu ye twitwi a ema ne ha omo say just call 100 100 one be fix the amount Airtel Tigo one big family Mama Samra studio. Now, Mr. Japa, I have 5 questions for you. My first question is.
Let us do our work.
Welcome here. My first question is: did you receive, either you, Japa, at Business or Big C, which you were representing here in Ghana, did you receive the 2.3 million euros from the Ministry of Finance?
Before I answered your question, I want you to agree that this discussion, as we earlier on had agreed, should not degenerate into a hostile discourse. Ask me all the questions, I'll answer you. But when I'm talking, don't interject me and try to impose the way you want it to be done on me. I will not accept it. Allow me to flow and answer your questions for you the way it's supposed to be answered. If I have to read the documents for Ghanaians to understand, allow me to read the documents. If for you it's not relevant, for some other Ghanaians it's relevant, because some of them are technical people. They understand financial system. They understand a lot of things. So allow me to read those documents. Don't say it's not relevant, so I shouldn't read. Allow me. You have me here. So throw all the questions at me. I'll answer you.
Fantastic.
And let's do that in a more civilized atmosphere.
Okay.
I hope it's agreed.
Everything is perfect.
Okay, cool. So no more heckling.
You have to do it.
So no more heckling business here.
The program you interact, so you ask questions. So you just answer him.
So you received the 2.3 million euros.
2.3 million euros. It's around 2.3 million euros. have been paid according to the LC, terms of the LC.
Fantastic. For what?
Good. As the contract stated, we are supplying the first 50 ambulances as the contract stipulated. Mm-hmm. Now, after the AG's legal opinion to government, the government appointees to comply with their international obligation, the Ministry of Finance, the minister was not forthcoming. So, to avoid any judgment that we're going to court based upon a legal opinion, we have our facts and we're going to have our money. Honorable Atuforsen, then Deputy Minister of Finance, wrote to Controller and Bank of Ghana based upon a legal opinion of LG. And legal opinion of Attorney General is binding on government officials, and you must comply. So he wrote, and I have the letter here, which I'll read to you.
So based on that, the LC was issued.
Mr. Japa. Yeah. So the LC was issued.
The LC was issued. The LC was issued for the first 50 to conform with the contract that government entered into.
My second question.
I'm coming. But before the LC was issued, hold on. By the time the LC was issued, you should remember that when you look at this contract, what Ghana government agreed with the supplier was Mercedes-Benz 309, which is a smaller model, cheaper model, right? As at the time that the contract was signed, it was around $28,000 euros for that van, the van alone, right? Just a van alone from Mercedes. That's at Dubai there. By the time that the Minister of Health and Finance created their problems in the implementation stage, up to the time the LC was established in 2014, Mercedes has stopped producing the 309. I'm coming. And have now moved to 311, which is a bigger van, more powerful engine, more comfortable, and those kind of things.
More costly.
More costly.
Did you at any point? No, we are having.
Did you inform the ministry?
Did you at any point?
Yes, they are aware.
Maybe renegotiation.
No, it's not about reading. I'm coming.
Variations.
I'm coming.
Was it part of
so
the contract?
The ministry was informed that these 309 things were no longer in existence. The ministry has stopped producing. You have caused your own problem by delaying to establish the LC. I get my you created
established.
So you created your problem.
Yeah.
But then I told my supplier that you know something. This is my country. 2 ministers have created needless problem to cause this huge increase in cost, because the new model as of 2013 was around 33,000 euros. So from 28 to 33, 35 thereabout.
So
euros.
You were still going to produce.
I'm coming. Had gone to that level. Even as at that time, they had not established the LC, right? So we have a cost of almost about 5,000 to 6,000 euros on each vehicle. Times it by 200, and you see the cost. And this was caused by those 2 ministers. Yeah. And I told my supplier that you know something. Let's look at a long-term marriage with the government and not our losses, because this contract is a comprehensive contract. It comes with maintenance services attached to it. So whatever losses we make in the supply, we can recoup it when we are servicing the vehicles. So, but if we go now and demand for the losses based upon what the ministers have done, which their AG has approved, has made it clear to them, we can make cheap money, but then we will sever the relationship, and we intend to supply more ambulances. So let's forgo this for now. And my supplier agreed. Okay, fine.
So you agreed, and the old contract terms were binding.
I'm coming. Not agreed with government. That's between me and my supplier.
Okay.
I've come a Ghanaian, and he wanted to bring the cost, additional cost, and make his money. And I said no.
Understood.
I'm coming. So that cost was there. So I decided that I'll absorb the cost as agent over here.
Okay.
I'll absorb the cost.
Okay.
So he doesn't have to bring it to government. Okay. If you bring it to government, to create problems. There will be causing financial loss to the state. People will be prosecuted. I don't want those So I decided as agent here to absorb the additional cost.
Yes. And did not affect the original contract.
Sure. No, at all.
Good.
Okay. So I'm coming. So now, once I decided I'll absorb the additional cost, he now prepared to bring the new model, more expensive, higher version than what government wanted.
Okay.
Now you realize that because it is bigger van, the specs too will have to do what? Change. So it's a ripple effect. Right, so the specs will change. If the spec was 2 centimeters for a particular measurement, it will now go to about 3 or 4 centimeters.
Mr. Jaffa, no, that's understood. So we are talking about what was there no need to have renegotiated or informed your client?
No.
Because you are supplying
I'm coming. The client was informed about the change in specs.
Yeah.
The change in the what do you call it?
Official.
The model.
You do official.
I look at it. Was informed.
Was it written?
Did you inform the ministry officially?
I went there, I told them.
No,
I told them.
By verbal.
It's verbal discussion.
Verbal discussion.
Because from the beginning you said that documents.
Yes. I'm coming. I told them that listen to me. I do not
miss the fact that he wanted to absorb it.
So there was no need to
fantastic. So the old one
was rolling at my cost.
Okay.
Fantastic. Because I decided to absorb the additional cost.
Sure.
So it will not be passed on to government.
Okay.
It was going to create problems.
It was about
and meaning that accessories in the said van will not change.
No, accessories
it's upgraded now.
It's upgraded now.
The vehicle is upgraded.
So if 4 items were expected,
the vehicle is upgraded.
Yes.
But the things that will be fixed into the said upgraded vehicle to become an ambulance will not change.
No, those things will not change.
Fantastic.
But what will happen is that the sizes will change, which also bring additional cost because you are using a bigger van.
That is accounting for the €6,000 increase.
No, that one is only for the vehicle.
For the vehicle.
For the
van alone. Now, when you come to the ambulance fitting,
yeah,
the accessory sizes and other things will change, and that also has a different cost to it. So the costs are in 2 parts.
Okay.
I hope you understand.
The agency was supplying you that one.
It was the same agency.
The same. Because they are experts.
Both the ambulance and also
this is what most people don't know. There's no car manufacturing company in the world
that manufactures ambulance.
That manufactures ambulance.
Yes,
it's not done anywhere.
It's from the respective.
So it is an already existing vehicle that you have companies that are specialized in conversion. You call it conversion.
Sure.
So you can pick a Land Cruiser that we bring from Dubai, comfortable, and we can dismantle the inside, redesign the inside, put in depending upon what you want, and then turn into an ambulance.
Okay.
So there's not an ambulance manufacturing company in the world
established.
It's always conversion, and they are satisfied.
Yeah.
And we have all our ISO certification, and I have them here to show you.
Okay.
So that is the work they do, and they are not only in Ghana; they are in almost across the whole world. And when you look at their profile here, you can see. Look at the country in which they operate.
Don't worry, you go.
Almost getting to about 20 countries that they supply to.
So it's not something that the 50 that you brought. Do they have all the 30 that you brought? No, we are having an interaction.
We are having an interaction.
So
we always want to have all the time.
Listen, the 30 that you've brought to Ghana, do they have all the specs that were listed in the container?
All the specs that were listed are in the container there.
On what basis?
He's saying a different thing.
Please, he's asking a question.
On what basis did the ministry reject the ambulances that they had gone to inspect with you?
There was no any rejection, and that is where they get it wrong. That's why you have been told the wrong thing. Now I'll explain to you why. There's no rejection anywhere.
And did they also come and verify?
I'm coming. They didn't come.
At all.
They didn't go. They didn't obey their contractual obligation.
Okay.
So now listen to me.
Yeah.
You see, when you go into an international contract with a corporate entity, and they are supposed to use their own money to finance the project because you don't want to use your money to pay them advanced mobilization because of risk, because they are foreign company.
Yeah.
So use your money. We will establish an irrevocable letter of credit for you as security. And then in the irrevocable letter of credit, there are conditions that you have to meet before you can cash that LC. If you don't meet the condition, the banks will not pay you. Okay. Now, when the LC is established, it is sent to our corresponding bank in London, Ghana International Bank. The LC is generated from Bank of Ghana here. It is sent there.
Okay.
And then they keep it. Now, when the supplier meets the terms of the LC, he will send his bill of lading to his bank. His bank will get in touch with our international bank with a bill of lading, and they will do their banking transaction, and the money we paid, they will check to be sure that you've met the international terms.
My brother,
I'm coming. So
I have a letter here that will answer all these questions.
Please hold on, Captain Smart. Please hold on. Please let me land. So the LC was established.
I also want my extension.
Now, per international financial transactions, Once an irrevocable letter of credit is established, the word is irrevocable.
Yeah.
Once it's established, the supplier who uses his own money, he is 100% sure that his money that he's using
will be recouped.
Yeah. But then he must meet the conditions of the LC, which originating country has put in or originating party has put in. Okay. This is normal transaction. I will get my point. Good. So if you don't meet, you don't get your money. Right. So he has produced his ambulances. The terms are there. Come and inspect. You say you will not come. Okay, that is your right. You decide to waive your right. I don't have a problem with you. I submit my bill of lading to my bank. I meet the terms of the LC. The bank is compelled to honor it. I get it. So they honor and they pay. I'm shipping them to you. Now, from my own discretion, I said no. Because of the way your minister and people are behaving. Well, if we send the full loaded ambulance, because as you come and inspect a full ambulance and you didn't come.
That you
if we send it to you full like that, to your port, before we hand over to you, they could anything that is stolen, anything that is stolen inside there will be at our cost, because the contract says that we should insure the ambulance 110%. And that insurance has been done.
So you decided to have the accessories separately.
Good. So you can come in.
And you ship them.
Hold your guns.
You ship them, right? You ship them.
Good. I'm coming.
Did you take delivery of them from the port?
No, wait. I'm coming to that. So we'll ship the already designed ambulance and stocked. You remove the accessories, put them
that you said already
in the container so that they will not be stolen at the port.
Yeah.
Because you can't trust the behavior of the minister there.
Yes.
So you remove them and we ship the vans and ship the accessories.
Yeah.
Now, per the agreement, it is the responsibility of the client, which is the government of Ghana, to clear its goods at the port by first of all, because it's health issues. So Minister of Health must authorize.
But you wouldn't have handed over to government, so it's not government.
Wait. Please. Let me explain it to you.
Let him talk.
Let me talk, please.
When he doesn't meet that conditions, we have already
through that conditions. So please, hold on. Don't be heckling. Let me read this letter. Hold on. You come to your letter, please. You come to your letter.
We are also listening.
I'm on the phone now. Let me talk, please. So we ship the vans in, they redesign with the specs, with everything, and then we ship the accessories separate. And I've explained the reason why we ship them, because of the behavior of the minister.
Yes.
We didn't want any mischief at the port. Until the ambulances are up to 50, you cannot hand them over officially.
You're supposed to give first 50.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what the contract states. Okay. So until you produce up to 50, you can't hand them over officially to the purchaser. This is a finished product, now take it. You can't do that. Okay. So we keep shipping them in batches of 10 until they are 50.
Okay.
Then we will then come down here, train your paramedics who use the equipment, who some are so sophisticated, they are not in the normal system. I'm coming. Then after that, we'll do a test drive with you, and then we'll do official handing over to you. Now, when we do official hand over to you, then you can say that, you handed over to me, okay, this thing was like this one was like this one was like this. Then you can come and make your complaints. But you cannot start complaining of a unfinished product that the person has not finished handing over to you. He has not even handed over to you yet. And there's a letter here from 2004 that says, just keep them for safekeeping. Just for safekeeping for us.
Produce that letter.
I should produce it. Let me give you the letter.
Safekeeping for who?
My brother.
Wait.
Oh, please, hold on, Captain Smart. You gotta hold on.
Let me ask you.
You gotta hold on.
So did you take delivery? Did you take delivery of the accessories? Or they are still at the port now?
They are at the port now. Okay, I'll show you. That's the reason why we are here.
Okay.
So now the ministry applied through Ministry of Finance.
Okay.
For tax waiver.
Okay.
Because it's government.
Which is done.
Because me, I only producing for you.
Tax waiver for who? For you.
No, for the ministry, for the client.
Contracts. The clearance is the responsibility of.
Captain Smart, just calm down and learn.
That government contracts.
No, it's not
Captain is relying on.
No. I'm saying that this document you are holding, and I'll tear it into pieces. It's a mischievous letter. I'll explain to you. Please, please. Hold on, let me laugh. Read that letter. Captain Smart, you see the game you are playing. Wait. Please stop this, your antagonistic.
When there's dispute.
Please, let me land.
You can also say.
I agree.
But what I'm saying is that
please all of you let me land.
Allow some.
No, we should withdraw by saying that the whole
I withdraw.
Fantastic.
Good. So now let's proceed. So the Minister of Health
was trying to get a tax
the agreement,
and they were not giving.
No, they will always be giving. They will give it because when the first ambulances came,
so what happened? They were not.
I'm coming. When the first when the vans came, they applied to the Ministry Finance. They gave the tax waiver.
Okay.
Because their health things is for government.
Yes.
So they went and cleared the ambulances for safekeeping for us. So if you remember, they parked them initially at Parliament House, in front of Parliament House.
Yes.
They were safekeeping. For first 10 came, second 10 came, third 10 came, and we were parking them until they are 50.
Okay.
I got my point. Good. Then we will come down. Then we ship the accessories too. They will have to also clear them the same procedure.
So the accessories too, they clear them.
That's at the port since 2016. I'll come to that. That's the cause of the problem now. So the vans are packed, designed. The accessories have been shipped. They are at the port. They've cleared the vans.
Yes.
They are supposed to write to Minister of Finance again for tax waiver.
On accessories.
On accessories. And then they will clear
that was not done.
It was not done. They will clear the accessories and come and add them to the vans. Then they will notify us that, accessories, everything has been cleared.
Then you go and do the installation
until we are 50.
Okay.
Then we'll fly down our technicians
to come and do the installation.
They will come and then take them because they are disposable things. They are not things that you are coming to. We are not coming to do anything on the van again. Everything is designed. So they are just disposable medical fittings. So they'll come down, fit them where they are supposed to fix, connect the air conditioning hose, the electrical things.
They don't give any reason why they did not clear those.
I'll come to that. So I'll come to that. So this is what they are supposed to do for us. And then for a long time, the ministry that as government, there was a transition. NDC lost power in 2016, right? So that's at that time they hadn't cleared the accessories. They hadn't cleared them. They were still at the port. And the LC had expired. So they needed to renew the LC for us to continue to produce the last 20 to make it 50 complete and bring. As I speak to you now, that LC has not been renewed yet. So the last 20 to make it complete 50 cannot be done. Even though we have already purchased the vans and they are packed. Please.
Let me complete the
whole time. You are not going to ask
wait.
Come in smart. Hold on. Come in smart. Hold on.
Must also be snappy.
Generation is long.
I'll be snappy. So now, please.
I try to come and say,
if we want to come, they did not. For how long will you be coming?
Okay.
And it's not the duty of the manufacturer to come to Ghana and clear the accessories for the government. No. You will clear them and add them to the vans for us. Then we will come and assemble them here.
That is not in the contract.
Oh, wait.
No, let's not allow this. This is not in the contract.
Please hold on.
This is not in the contract.
Hold on.
I have a copy of the contract. Yes, I have. This is not in the contract.
Hold on.
What he's saying is not in the contract.
When you tell me that,
it is even saying that.
Yeah.
Wait,
let's grant him some part of us. Let him grant him leave.
It's being hashed to you. We can all read and therefore we can understand.
What are we talking about?
Listen to this position, okay? Now you see that the Ministry of Health, through the chief director, who you said they are the technical people, and they are the people who you prefer to be dealt with. As we were speaking earlier, that the ministers are politicians and you don't want to deal with them. So these are the positions of the technical people.
I didn't say I don't want to deal with the ministers.
What this letter...
For correction, I didn't say I don't want to deal with the ministers.
Okay,
please.
thank you very much. What this letter has made it clear without ambiguity is that...
That's in your opinion.
Sir, car now would they buy no? Car no would they buy no? Kasano. And no one Kasano without the items. No items need there. A B, the first. And they are different too. And I can't so no. You might be a crane who know the crampono. Yeah, ambulance, I want her crampono, a ya crampo chinsa, and that's the report. Tete. Ian can do for now. What I was saying. Allow you to read the ministry. The ministry has taken delivery of the first.
I'm going to allow you.
Me, I'm not smart.
I'm going to allow you.
I have listened.
When you read, so you will read it.
Guys,
You read it. I will not interrupt you.
Matthias,
finish reading it completely.
Matthias,
when you finish, and I start to also explain.
Matthias,
allow me to explain. Don't interject.
Agreed.
I say agreed.
Yeah.
No, when will you finish?
Ask questions on this.
Yes. Answering. Don't interject.
And on the 11th February 2015, I'll say the Ministry of Health has taken delivery of the first 10 Benz ambulances and have conducted a post-delivery inspection in the body, cockpit, patient compartments, and engine compartment, excluding the function of the engine and other mechanical components of the ambulances. Also, the ministry has identified some defects with the ambulances, a few of which have been highlighted below. I say the ambulances delivered have no medical equipment on board. 1, cleared. 2, the body of the ambulances had no working lights. Noted. The patient compartment, the patient compartment of the ambulance have the following problems: weak and unstable attendant chairs. There's a chair na woman and yet and say nipa. 2, the patient trolley is too low and has no loading platform. Ambulance no. Loading platform. Loading platform. This will lead to increased wear and tear of the trolleys. No hand grab rail in the vehicle to support working crew. Patient size seat too short and narrow for comfort. The cabinets of the storage of consumables and medical equipment are weak and fragile. That's what I say. Branding of ambulances do not conform with required specifications. Good. Details of the defects can be found in pages 2 and 3 of the attached post-delivery inspection report. So what I say. Good. Enti ministry no wuni asembia no.
Another letter.
I like the dispassionate position of the ministry. Ministry no wuni asembia no. Tidok hatu aso. In view of the above, the ministry is requesting Mrs. Big C to ensure that subsequent deliveries of the ambulances meet requisite specifications. Ministry no wuni asem enti okrecha say the ever biom no. 2, predestination inspections are carried out prior to shipment of the ambulances. As provided for in the contract agreement signed with the MOH. You provide us with your rectification plan for the 10 ambulances which have already arrived in Ghana.
So who called for? No, wait, Captain.
Captain, please. The question is that. The question is that. My brother. Can
I now answer?
Wait. Say, studio. I was say nipa 6. Now nipa millions near waging.
No, you are 6 against 1.
He says there are millions listening.
But here you are 6 of you against me 1.
It is 6.
He's a member of
30 million Ghanaians then against you.
Okay, so let's go ahead.
Who assume say only here nekasa?
No, you go ahead.
Entity. The person me busa say ministry sure will say rectification plan. Pacho oba ha watch the krata bebre.
Unyaya.
Krata da hand match say okay, the muka here no. Most many plan. Inti me ne say me correct say no. Sa response now the ma Pacho wa hefa.
Before you come. Good. Did you receive that rectification
notice?
This letter?
Yeah, this one you had signed.
We received.
I'm coming.
Let me answer, please. You have had your time to read your documents. I didn't interrupt. So now allow me to also answer you
the
with the interruption.
Is our ministry, our document.
Yes, it's not only your ministry. I'm also a Ghanaian.
So you are talking to Ghanaians.
So I say you have answered. You have asked me a question. Allow me to answer.
Yeah, ministry.
So let me answer.
This is from Mercedes-Benz.
Having to read the documents.
I received this letter
from
Mercedes-Benz. We are Mercedes-Benz.
Come on. Hold on. Let's deal one by one.
Matthias.
You read, I answer.
Matthias.
No heckling business.
Nice one.
Okay, let's proceed. Now, you just read a post-delivery inspection report. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So now let's tackle that one. Then after you can bring any other question and I'll answer them.
Okay.
Let's do it in such a nice way, in this nice way. Okay, now let's go to the contract. The contract that is binding the government of Ghana.
The same thing.
Okay. The contract that is binding two entity.
Page what?
That is page 4
of the contract.
Section 7.
Page 4.7.
Good.
The pre-shipment inspection.
It's good. So hold on.
Okay, I'm there.
Allow me to also explain myself. Because you've read your to Ghanaians, let me also have my time. Now, the contract that is binding the two entities. Remember that this contract was not drafted by Big C. It was drafted by government and approved by government, right? And we came to sign. So these are government terms. They drafted their own contract.
Understood.
Good.
The pre-shipment.
Everything. So they put in their pre-shipment. We didn't put in there. Okay. Now, the reason for the pre-shipment is very simple. Pre-shipment between two manufacturer and then the buyer is that before he ships it to you, you have to come and check him against the specs whether they have met the specs. And as at that time, the vehicle or whatever the product is still at the factory, so they can easily rectify the problems. That's why the pre-shipment is there, right? And when you can do the pre-shipment, it means that once you okay it means that they've met your specs. You are comfortable. Are you getting my point? That's the reason why it is there, and that's why it is shall undertake and not. So it's compulsory.
Yeah.
Good.
But they did not.
I'm coming. Please allow me to flow. Please. So this is it. Now in this contract, there's nothing in the contract. I'm going Parliament. Please wait. Please. Oh, won't you allow me to talk now? Please. Now there's nothing in this contract that is binding the two entities that talks of post-delivery inspection. There's nothing in this contract. It's an alien thing that you are putting in the contract. Yes. Good. So it's not in this contract. Now, let me go to
your response to that.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to let you understand. Now, here is the contract. Go to page 10, section 23. It reads, any amendment to this contract shall be of no force or effect unless in writing and signed by the authorized representative of both parties. So, anything that you do that is alien to this contract. Thank you. That is not in a captured. Oh, please let me have my. Please let me have my. For how long does it work? What comes with people? Let me explain. Let me explain. What are these?
Listen. Before you speak,
let me explain that alien.
Thank you. Let me explain.
We will question him on that.
Yes, of course.
We have the holding. Listen, post-delivery is not part of the contract. That is a lie. Okay, that is a lie. He sat here and told you. Hold on. He's telling you that post-delivery is alien to this contract. All of your country.
Yes, and I'm talking about. I'm here for contract.
Hold on. You set the contract. The man is telling you. The man is sitting here and telling the whole country.
You know, there's a portion you just read. You said no amendment. Unless it is in writing. Wait. Unless it is in writing. You have stated here.
Please.
Why don't you
When we listen to you, should listen to us.
You can't allow me to land. You cut me in. No, you are doing antagonistic.
Any amendment. No, it's
let me clear what he said from the
politicians.
My brother, listen. Any amendment. I'm saying that let's put all together.
You are always blaming politicians. But the businessmen, one can say,
now let me ask you a question. Let me ask you. Why do you
the change
moral obligation, the inspection, variation,
and the accessories and all that were not.
Please wait.
Your commonsensical position.
Read. Never evaluates the contract. That's not what he's telling you. He's just only trying to say,
it's not politics. Captain, it's not politics. And your politics. I will never blame the ministry on this issue. I will blame the businessman.
You know something?
He's taking everything very fraudulent.
You see, you know something?
Me blame politicians.
If you people,
me blame the businessman. If you read Ghanaian is because of you. The Ghanaian is because of you. Hold on. You can go. You can go. I don't respond. Listen. Today I'm here. You don't want the facts. You want to control the agenda. Listen to me. They don't want to tell you. Listen. The ministry wrote the agenda. The member of parliament. They have the agenda. So what are they trying to do? The letter the ministry wrote on the 11th of February 2015. Listen to the last three paragraphs. Read. He was supposed to listen to me too because they feel really elected. And they won't allow me to talk. In view of that, this is the Ministry of Health. I'm not done. But the party was impatient. We are in the discussion. Some of you people discussion. You stand to me here and then you want your own way. You are not being fair. I allow you to read your letter. I allow you to answer. Oh, this is not correct. And then when I'm answering, I allow you to answer. No. And you say, do you know that you are spending 1.5 hours? Hold on. Now, do you know something? You should be. Listen to me. I am going to be available. You've had almost 2 years of doing this. You have enough airtime. What I'm going to tell you is this. If you want us to have this discussion in a more civilized atmosphere. No, listen to Your talking is repugnant. My brother, your talking is repugnant. You are being insulted. You know that. So we are being civilized. No, you have to retract that statement. You are being but don't say, you cannot use that expression. No, you can't do that. What he is saying, listen to me. You are being insulted. No, listen to me. You have to withdraw that statement. You are being very antagonistic. You are being insulted. You are being insulted. By the way, Captain Smart, you are being insulted. I agree that we are coming to have a discussion between you and me. Now you've come to saddle me. You 6 people plus you, and you want to have your way with me. Listen, no. The letter the ministry wrote on the 11th of February 2015. No. Diffuses what he just said that this is not in the contract. Okay, now read it. Which one? You have come on, read your thing. Relax. Ask him whenever you are ready. Listen. And you want us to have a calm discussion. Listen. Where you read yours and finish. And allow me to also answer. And you agree there hasn't been any discussion. You came to speak alone. There are no discussion. Come on, you allow me to talk. Ben. Please don't engage him. Do you know what? When did he the question is, did they reply to this letter? Which letter? No, I'm answering the letter the ministry wrote on the 11th of February 2015. Did they respond to that letter? 6 people here. Now listen. In view of the above, the ministry is requesting. Whenever you are ready, hold me. I'll come. Thank you. Thanks for your time. Now, it had degenerated into nothing. No. It's not political. And I'm not ready to talk political. I'm not ready to talk political. No. Listen to me. Please. Now explain to me. Thank you. You called me to come for this discussion. Look, he doesn't want us to read the document. That's why he's engaging. Read the document. In view of that, the ministry is requesting Mrs. BC General Training to ensure that one. Don't do that. When you go from there, listen. About 20 people ask questions. This is not betting. This is not parliament. Will you listen to this letter? The people of this country are doing VFM. Value for money on the tube on you. They are listening. They are listening and they will judge. They are listening and they will judge. Listen to me. You finish. You finish. Politicians are fraudulent. Yet the businessmen are those who hear me. Businessmen like you are very problematic. Businessmen like you very problematic. How can you tell me, sir? Cancer Yako is betting a variation of. Are you changing the Thank you. Listen. Inspection on my variation of contract. Where do you come from? Thank you. Yes, we are all Ghanaians. We are in our own agenda, and you said that when I come, our time was do that. That's why we get practice is non-Ghanaian. This is a member of parliament. This practice is non-Ghanaian. What I'm trying to put across is this. Yes. When he was reading, then after reading, you let me answer. So what is the issue? So whenever you are ready and you know that you can
discuss it properly. Listen, call me.
Thank you.
I don't have a problem.
You are welcome.
For now,
Hold on.
No. You've been doing it for a year now. I don't care.
That's fine.
Go ahead and do it.
Thanks for your time. Thanks for your time.
Whatever you want, whenever you're ready, call me. I'll come.
Look. Point 6.
I won't allow you to heckle me.
Delivery schedule and documents in the contract. What he's saying is wrong. The ministry would have the right to do post-delivery inspection.
Is it in the contract?
It is here.
No, I'm coming. Is it in the contract?
It is here. 6. It is here. And the ministry again on the 11th of February restated that in the letter they wrote to them, which they agreed that they have aired, and for that matter, they were going to ship the other left accessories. What are you talking about? The ministry
baby amendment na or say until it is written and signed by both parties. Nothing can be changed. Yes, sir. It even changing of the model of that vehicle even renders the contract invalid. And now you don't say this question. I'm not in this discussion. That alone renders the contract invalid.
What are we talking about?
Captain, mind you, also say some utterances.
Have the mind to reason. And so, did you listen to the choice of
post delivery? Delivery.
Even when I told him,
look, the supplier shall deliver the goods to the purchaser in accordance with the delivery terms in section 6.3 of the contract. Delivery shall be CIF Tema, Ghana, in accordance with Incoterms 2010.
Part of the contractual
contract in America.
Was this so source? Look, contract way, procurement way, restricted, so sourcing, and as a competitive tendering.
I was told it was so
this guy. So sourcing here. This guy does not deserve to be a supplier. Wallahi, this guy does not deserve to be a supplier.
Upon this is the contract.
Who was the minister there? And the minister.
Or say, upon shipment, the supplier shall notify the purchaser and the insurance company to be able to do inspection by full details of the shipment. Honorable Wuti, Okacha wa hase say no mama na fa no ediko. Say your friend say post shipment delivery no enka ho. Tie brofo we. Upon shipment, the supplier shall notify the purchaser and the insurance company the full details of the shipment, inspection, including contact number, description of the goods, inspection, quantity, the vessel, the bill of lading, number and date, port of loading, date of shipment, and port inspection and discharge and etc. Did I write this? I get a try. Try it.
Part of the contract.
This is the contract. Agreement between Big C General Company LLC and the Republic of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Health, for the supply of 200 ambulances and related services in November 2012.
Correct.
So we are one of the causes of the problems. Those things happen. Now when you parties to all the people.
Honorable.
People are insulting innocent people.